All right. What is going on over there? Make sure we got all our audio and everything turned on. Good afternoon, everybody. JT here in the studio, Studio 10-4 Live, the weekly update. It is the Wednesday afternoon edition, and it is 5 o'clock, July the 15th, 2026. It is rolling on through another year, and the summer's going quick. I already saw people posting up their kids are already back in school, so they're obviously on a non-traditional school schedule. I don't remember going back to school until after what was it, Labor Day, right? Or we do a week of Labor Day before it and then back to school afterwards. I don't know, just depended, I guess, on how the holiday fell. I wonder even anymore how much traditional school scheduling even plays out for anybody. It's been a while since I've been down that path, so I don't know. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing good. Got a good show for you guys this afternoon. We have Mr. Dan the Man in the green room waiting to get out, and Mr. Jeff Swenson, who's going to be telling us all about LineHaul Station. And the other part to that is the Outriders Club. So there's kind of two things going on there. They're all to make it, both of those things to make the whole thing happen. Let's put it that way. But I'm going to let him explain all of it and get it out there so we all understand what's going on and how to work this and how to make it work. Hope you guys caught the morning show, morning drive this morning. We had our guest, in fact, his name is escaping me here, James Year. I wanted to make sure I got that right. And James and myself and Brandon and Matt went down the rabbit hole of the autonomous trucks and how they work and where they're at and the place they're at right now and what it looks like. And man, it's actually pretty good. James is a wealth of knowledge and has a lot of info on this. So all I can say is go back, watch the show on the playback right here on Facebook or YouTube or wherever you're watching today at, and you can check it out that way. Mr. John Fearborn in the house. Good to have John. Brandon, good to have Brandon Chase. Everybody say, hey, Brandon. And we'll probably have to do that throughout the show just to make sure Brandon caught it. Anyway, I'm going to get Mr. Dan the Man in here right now because he's always got somewhere to go, something to do, and he just, I want to make sure he gets it done. So what's up, my bud?
What's going on? Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, man. Another day in paradise, right?
It's hot like hell out there, not paradise.
I actually had to go out into town and get gas and groceries. And I haven't had any beer since like Saturday, I think. So I've been out of beer and no tequila since then as well. I know, man.
I haven't had any of that since our company left after
After what? After company left, and then you went what?
Yeah. After 4th of July.
Oh, well, you probably got enough in during that period of time that you're okay. You're okay. Hi, Shannon. Good to have Shannon in the studio as well, and of course somewhere wandering around back there in Dan land. So what's going on, my friend? What's happening? What do we got happening today?
Well, we are ready to put out start really going to town on our rodeo promotions, and so we have our flyer to debut. We will be updating the website hopefully within 24 hours with a lot more information, like the host hotel and the rate and all that stuff. And like we did for the TFK page, we're going to have links to the past 2 shows for the reports and the pictures there. So you'll be able to see them. Whatever else we can get up there to share information and help, we have a target date of August 1st for our registration to open. We're still trying to finalize a few of the classes. So that's the one thing that's kind of been holding us back a little, as you and I have talked about a little bit, John, over the last few days.
Yes, sir.
We're looking to possibly add 1 or 2 new classes, possibly replace 1 or 2 that we have that haven't quite got the traction that we'd like. We've had some people, we're considering a towing contest. we're considering a tire chain contest.
Yeah.
A couple people have mentioned that, more than one, and that could be something we could do.
Hanging iron there's no fun in it, man. There's just none. And so
well,
I'm
it
surprised.
won't be on the side of a snowy road, so it won't be so bad.
No, you're not going to be up at Donner Summit in the middle of a blizzard.
No.
But I was surprised when I saw that as one of the suggestions. I thought, okay, if that's what you want.
Some guys are really good at it. They might want to show off their skills, right?
Apparently, yeah, I guess. I never, believe this or not, never had to hang iron on any of my trucks, man. But I had to carry them just in case.
Right,
so
right.
think, knock on wood or whatever somewhere anyway. So yeah, with the conversations we've had so far, and we won't go into what we've talked about. Let's just put it this way, guys. You're going to get some phone calls from me asking you some things directly. I got a few guys picked out that I want to talk to. And I hope we get it figured out on one of the events, because it's just been such a fun event. It just has some things we need to figure out, right? Yeah.
Yep, that's fair to say.
Yeah, fair to say.
And also, we're putting out the call. I mean, sponsors, vendors. Obviously, we're going to start calling the ones from previous years. But if you're someone out there who's been watching from the stands or watching from a distance or wished you would have participated, now's the time to step up. And the sooner you do it, the more you're going to get from us, because the more time we have to promote you as a sponsor or a vendor or whatever it is that you're going to do. And
yep,
more benefit it is for you, for sure. So
yeah, I think we have to really, and I don't know how to do it except, like slice our wrists on camera to say, do we really mean this? But we really mean this when we say pre-registration, register early, get registered online. It's no joke. Do everything we tell you to do in the timelines that we try to put together. And listen, it's a win for everybody, especially the sponsors who jump in with us. You guys are going to get the biggest bang for your buck and splash out there with everything that we can do ahead of the show, especially as far ahead of it as we're going to be August 1st, right? That's our target for registration. So,
right. And the honest truth is, we're going to put a few limits on some of we've always had limits on the classes, but I think we're going to tighten them up even more because we went so long last time on Saturday.
Yeah.
We want to run a tighter ship. So registering early is going to be more important this year than ever. I mean, we're going to limit the amount of competitors in the classes. And also everybody saw the trucks in the lot. I mean, about the time last year on Saturday afternoon, I kept getting calls. We're full. I said, Find a place. And they finally called and said, I think we're out of space. We've shoehorned everything we can in. And I said, all right, well, close the gate. And thankfully, at the time we closed the gate, we were kind of done having people come in. So it kind of worked out. We didn't have to turn anybody away, but we had, nearly 300 trucks. I would say 90% of them or more were combos. So they take up a lot of space. We have to leave a lot of room in between the rows so that people can come in and get back into row so they can go compete. So it's a little bit of a challenging parking deal with this because there's a lot of moving things, literally moving trucks, and you have to be able to get them out and get them back. So, we run out. But 300 combos, it takes a lot of space for that. So we did, the track did clear more space this year, so we will have a bigger footprint. And we do promise we are working on the dust issue. I don't know if the track's going to have it paved like they said they would 2 years ago and like we all want them to. But we are going to have some dust abatement. If nothing else, it will be better than last year. So
yeah,
we'll figure that out. But we're going to have some extra room. So we will have room for more than 300 this year. So, but again, I think that, there's a great shot of the light show.
Yeah.
I left the tire changing competition while somebody was taking a long time and went out and looked over that edge and was like, oh my gosh. I mean, what a view. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And didn't really get a chance to go down and enjoy it much because we were still out on the track until, 8 o'clock. So
we had, 8 o'clock, I think it was changing tires. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
well, we're gonna, that obviously wasn't the case. We were supposed to be done around 5, but things went kind of long. But so we're gonna hopefully that won't happen this year. We'll be able to tighten things up again and keep it moving a little bit faster. But yeah, things are gonna fill up. Another thing that we are adding this year, which we just got approval for, pretty excited about it, is we're gonna have a barbecue on Friday night. So yes, I personally will not be able to be completely involved in it, but my smoking team partner is going to be in charge of it, and I'll just be his helper, probably more or less. We'll figure out, we'll have details later. But so the people that arrive early, there won't be any concessions open on Friday, and that usually is kind of an issue. So we were able to get them to allow us to have a barbecue like we used to do at TFK. So we're going to be out there, smoking meats and making sides. And so hopefully we'll be able to feed somewhere between 200 and 225 people. And also, we are looking for sponsors for that. So if somebody out there wants to, I already have somebody on the hook for it, waiting to hear back. But if that doesn't happen, if somebody wants to sponsor that barbecue and get banners up and get some kudos for helping pay for it, because that'll be a free barbecue for everybody who participates in it. So
10-4 Trucker Rodeo and Show sponsor for the barbecue. I mean, it's got a great ring to it. 10-4 Trucker Rodeo and Show barbecue sponsor. There you go. I mean,
you take a deep breath before you say that.
I know, but yeah. How about the 10-4 Trucker Rodeo barbecue? Yeah, there you go.
Just end it there, right?
Right there.
But that's pretty awesome. We've been wanting to do that for a long time. At TFK as well, we used to do it, before we started running the show, and it was always a big hit and a lot of fun, a lot of work, but a big hit and a lot of fun.
A lot of fun, man, especially cooking all day. I mean, if like for me and the guys that were over there, we weren't you and doing what you had to do, especially towards the final TFK stuff that was going on there. But all the snacking all day and the rounds of different foods and stuff we got to eat, man, it was it was great.
Absolutely. It'd be nice to see my old smoker roll out there. So
I agree. Well, I again just can't emphasize how important it is to be ahead of deadlines and get yourselves in position to take advantage of anything that we're putting out there and all of it. If it's something that you're in line with, sponsorship, the food prep, eating, being there, whatever, just all of it, just get there and get her done and be on board within the deadlines that we put out there. And I think you're going to like it a lot better. Now, do you want me to bring up our big special presentation yet? Are we ready for that? Or do you want to
the flyer?
Yeah, that.
You can bring it up.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me find my fun stuff here. I do have some fun stuff in here. I don't know if it'll work here. Here we go. Oh yeah, I forgot. So we got this one.
Kind of the hippie version, but okay.
Far out, man.
Yeah, right.
But there it is, and let's take this guy out of here right now for the time being, and just give it full credit. But there it is, the 2026 Not Your Ordinary Truck Show. Show off your trucker skills and have some fun. 10-4 Trucker Rodeo and Show 2026. So everybody get on out, man. Show up, be there, and let's pack this place in. Let's really sell it out this time. I'll tell you. I mean, I don't know. What do I know? I'm just an old trucker, but if we sold this show out, I think it'd be the only show that I know of so far this year that was sold out. It might be.
It'd take a lot to sell it out. I don't even. We'd have to.
Well, we can sure give it a hell of a try, I guess.
Absolutely, absolutely,
and make it fun. I think that we got Buckles back again this year for awards. Yes,
of course.
Yes, sir. So Buckles are back.
Buckles make sense at a rodeo.
Yeah, they do. Cowboy.
Obviously, we'll be bringing back the heavy equipment loading. as you can see in the upper left corner there's that guy riding his heavy equipment. And there's Brandon. There's Brandon down there strapping it down.
Yeah.
Yep. There's
the hay boom guys.
There's the 5 booms that we had. I think there was 6, but one broke down. But that's always a lot of fun. And picture that light show that we had up, a different one. But
hey, the fact that they were able to dig them old trucks out, dust them off, and put them into competition the way they have is pretty freaking awesome.
When I'm driving around the Central Valley, sometimes I see them just sitting on the side of the road next to a barn or something. I want to go knock on their door and say, "Hey, does that run? You got to get out there." Invite them,
Yeah, that's why not, man? You never know. You just never know. All right. Well, listen, everybody, we're going to post this up onto all of our stuff here after the show, or maybe I might even get it in during the show, but for sure after the show, and start sharing it, getting it out there, and let's get this thing rolling, man. Before you know it, it's going to be November and turkey and Thanksgiving and Christmas, and
you're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me.
I know. It's crazy, right? It is, but it is. All right.
I got a few other things I want to mention here too, not rodeo related, but
okay.
Obviously, we're starting to work. I'm starting to work on the August edition. Going to have a couple special stories in there too, especially the cover story. It's going to be kind of a special thing from a contributor who hasn't contributed from us. It's going to be kind of a one-off special thing. So looking forward to that. I think people are going to enjoy that. I know I enjoyed it. Reading it and putting it together with them. And on a less bright note, I want to say for all of you who are wanting to subscribe to the magazine, and I would encourage you to subscribe because that's just the best way to get it. It's, I think it's getting harder and harder to find it out there. And we are putting a little bit less out there because printing is so expensive. So we really are encouraging people to subscribe. But the USPS has continued to raise our rates. And so as of August 1st, we are going to raise the rates, not a lot, but we're going to raise them. So we're going to, everything's going to go up $10. And so if somebody wants to subscribe and they've been thinking about it, do it before August 1st and you'll get the old rates. So we don't want to do it. We haven't done it in almost 4 years. And honestly, the rate has went up probably 8 times in that 4 years.
Yeah.
And it just gotten to a point where we can't not do it any longer, and it sucks, but it is what it is, and I mean the rate to send something first class like we send it is just astronomical anymore. So anyway, that's happening. So if you're going to subscribe, and I would encourage you to, like John always says and always encourages, get on it, subscribe, forget about driving around. Gas is too expensive to drive around looking for it. There you go. See, it's going to come in that nice plastic pouch, all protected and safe, and and if you're really smart, get 2 subscriptions, right? So one will come and you leave it in the package, and then the other one you open and read, and then you collect the packaged one. That's what I would do.
Or get the 5-pack, keep 2, and pass out 3 to your friends.
That's true. You could do that as well. It won't be plastic protected, but yes.
No, they won't. But yeah, that's true.
Anyway, so that'll happen on August 1st. So if you're looking to do that soon. I have one other not good note. One of our TFK volunteers, a longtime Trucking for Kids volunteer, passed away this last week. Our friend John Malarkey.
Oh, no.
So, yeah. So we'll be thinking about him and his wife and his daughter that help us a lot at the show. John hasn't been able to make the last 1 or 2 because of his health, but they always come and help out tremendously, and our hearts and thoughts are with them. And so anyway, we're going to do everything we can to help him with that. So.
All right, man. Rest in paradise, John.
Absolutely, buddy.
Brandon, the 10-4 Trucker Rodeo and everybody else out there, in case you were wondering, I don't think anybody is, but Brandon, it is at the same place it always is and will be again, and that is at the Kevin Harvick Kern County Raceway there in Bakersfield. So same place, same bat channel, same bat time, basically. So, hey, Annette. Hi, Annette. How are you doing? So, yeah, we'll be out back in Bakersfield again, and hopefully they'll Bakersfield, man, there's things in the news, man. I've been watching and hearing. It's like, holy crap, guys, get that place under control. Stuff
I
going
don't
on.
know. I don't
You
know.
don't want to know.
That's
man.
why I don't watch the news.
Yeah,
I don't want to know.
You don't want to know. You don't want to know. No.
All right. Well, we're ready. Let's do it, right, buddy? Howdy,
right.
partner. Let's get the rodeo going. We'll see you there.
You want to say hi to our guest real quick before I let you go?
How are you, sir?
Hey, Dan, how are you?
I'm good.
I don't know that you two have not met, correct?
No.
Yeah. No, well, Jeff
Yeah,
Swenson.
but you had me all fired up with the barbecue.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Well, yeah. Come out for my buckle. I'll subscribe. I'm in.
Well, come on out, man. It's more the merrier. You know that. So, all right.
Absolutely.
All right. Dan, good to have you on as always, my friend. Get back to work. You got a magazine to publish.
You guys have a good show. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you,
All right,
John.
buddy.
Yeah. Good.
All right, partners.
Yeehaw. All right. Jeff, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good, John. You?
Good. Yeah, I'm fine, man. It's I've been on the phone every day, all day for the last week, trying to get some stuff coordinated and things worked. And then today I was waiting for a call and finally got the word that we weren't going to have it happen and pushed it off till tomorrow. But I was able to go to town to finally get some groceries, man. I've had no time to go shopping, and I went and hit the old Winco and got her done. So I'm good. And the most important, I got barley sandwiches again now. So
That's awesome.
I don't know if you ever heard of called that before. Barley sandwich. Yes, sir. Breakfast cylinder.
Yeah, bottle bass. They're bottle bass in Minnesota, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, but yeah, there's a Pabst brewery there. Is that what you said?
No, I said bottle bass. It's called bottle bass in Minnesota.
Oh, got it. Okay. Got it. All right. Well, I cheers to you. Whatever you got, if you drink it, if you got it.
Yeah, well, I got a Coors Light about 5 steps away, but I thought I'd better wait. So
no, this is a reality TV, man. We you know, you're entitled to do what you do. So tell us what you got going on here, man, because you and I talked at length about it, and I'm pretty clear on what's going on, but I'm not going to explain it. So I want you to, and let's pretend, like I said, nobody has a clue as to what this thing is about, and let's just kind of go square one. And just so if you guys want to follow along here and check out the social media, go to LineHaul Station on Facebook, and you'll see the Facebook page, and there's a link there. Well, you know what? There's a link there. Let me see if it works now. Nope, you're broken.
The website. We found that out yesterday, and they are fixing the URL, whatever it is that's gone haywire on us. But yeah, sorry about that. But it has been working. It will be working within a day or so, I guess. So
yeah, it used to work. And when I checked it out before, it worked. It happens. Ours breaks too.
Technology. It's been working for a long time, and then boom, here it is. It's like, really has to happen today, doesn't it?
Right. So we do have the Facebook page though for you guys. You can go and check it out there, and just you have the information available. So there's some flyers and different things that are in here that you can look at. But here's the man. Tell us about how we're going to change where truckers go to get services while they're on the road. And by the way, this is another thing that I want to be clear on too, everybody. We're going to say this place is in Memphis, but I want you to know it's West Memphis, and I didn't figure that out until the other day. But it's West Memphis right now, and that's in Arkansas. So you're a stone throw from Memphis, Tennessee, but you're in Arkansas. So
that's right. Intentionally. Yep.
And you can tell us why.
Yeah. So, flying from 35,000 feet, basically what we're doing is building member-only truck terminals that are designed to be shared space and a lot more cost efficient for carriers, brokers, the whole gang, across the board. Because, when you think of trucking and you think of truck terminals and the big companies that have them, it's really counterintuitive. They fight against each other, right? because the trucks need to be on the road with the tires rolling. And when you buy real estate, you usually want it occupied. And if you don't have it occupied, it's going to cost you a lot more. You got all that vacancy, right? So, carriers have fought that battle for years, and you can drive in, and a lot of times those terminals are 80% vacant. So I really come from a real estate background. That's what I've done for 45 years. And I got involved with a trucking company about 10 years ago. Pardon me. About 10 years ago. And the CEO was a friend, and he said, Jeff, hey, we're buying another company. It's got real estate all over. I need you to help me with it. We want to figure out what to keep, what to get rid of, what to renovate, repurpose, whatever. And I said, I don't know a thing about trucking, John. He says, don't worry, you'll figure it all out. So I met him in Joplin. They were buying a company called Tri-State Motor Transit, which was a big hauler of arms, ammunitions, and explosives. So we went to Joplin, saw this one building, he's touring me around, and there's this old building that was built in 57 on the property, centerpiece to the whole property. But it was basically mothballed with about 2,000 square feet of space that we walked in, and it was gold couches and big box TVs and a soda, vending machines and a microwave sitting on top of the dishwasher. And I'm like, what is this thing?
That was a driver's lounge.
Yes, driver's lounge. And I'm going, wow. I said, I did a little reading kind of, in preparation of all of this. And I'm reading all these problems in the industry with drivers and shortage and all of that kind of stuff. And I go, this is where they come to hang out and wash their clothes and make some food. And he says, yeah. And I said, God, this is horrific. I said, it's no wonder there's a problem recruiting drivers. And he says, yeah, and it's kind of all over the industry, quite frankly. So I convinced him that we would gut that building as one of our early projects, gut the 10,000 square foot building. And it was quite cool, actually, retro metal building built in 57. And so we took the end off and put roll-up glass garage doors like the cool restaurants, and, opened up the ceilings and exposed HVAC, and put in training rooms, because I realized orientation was kind of that last step of recruiting, right? So we put the training center in there, and a beautiful driver's club. I mean, beautiful. Big stone fireplace, 20 feet high, 14 feet wide, gourmet kitchen with all the cool appliances, and I knew they would do potlucks and whatnot, and men's and women's locker rooms that were more akin to a country club than anything else. I mean, this place was decked, John, decked out, and a big patio with fire pit and barbecues and the whole deal. And then they had a 1947 white semi truck. It was called, the brand was white, and a matching trailer. So that sat out in front as well. And the drivers came to me after we opened it up, and they were like, Jeff, I've been driving 40 years. I've never seen anything this nice. Would you build them across the country? And I'm like, well, this is private for you guys, but would you pay for it? And they go, hell yeah, we'd pay for it. And I'm like, really? And a lot of them were owner operators. And they made pretty good money hauling, arms and ammunitions, right? So anyhow, they said, yeah, we do that. So I kind of launched in, not planning this one bit, launched into this whole research of trying to figure out how the industry really worked and what was going on and what was happening with drivers. And I realized that at the end of the day, I felt like drivers were really getting the short end of the stick on a lot of different issues, from detention and parking and the things they pay and the lack of parking out there and the treatment. And, clearly there's some companies that are better than others in terms of how they take care of the drivers, right?
Yeah.
And the market puts a lot of pressure on the carriers in terms of what they can pay them. And just the whole thing just didn't feel good to me. So I'm like, well, what if we create new infrastructure that is member only, that really serves the best in class of the industry? And I mean, the best drivers that, have a lot of pride in what they do. They work hard. They're conscientious. Kind of almost a throwback to the glory days of trucking, which is what I remember as a kid, when those trucks were spotless and everyone had on, clean pressed shirt and jeans and polished boots, and the trucks shined. And I always loved those days. I thought that was so cool. And somewhere along the way, the industry kind of lost a lot of that, right?
Well, part of it was this, Jeff, too. The driver culture was different then, but so was the culture that serviced the driver too. There was a lot higher standard out there, a lot more services, a lot more places available for the guys to be able to get in and get stuff. So I mean, a lot of that's gone away. Now, listen, it wasn't all show truck worthy park facilities, but there was a lot of places that really were there to take care of our guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I just really started putting, pen to paper and drafting ideas and plans and talking to, executives and talking to talking to everyone in the industry. I'd go out to the shops, at Tri-State as an example, and I'd talk to the shop guys about maintenance and, repair along the road. And I'd hear stories, and these were all different sizes of trucking companies that they had come from experience with. And so I heard all kinds of different things in terms of where their challenges were. And I thought, if I could create a business model that would put together every project, pretty much every real estate project I've ever done has had a pretty good story with it. It's in a very special location. It has really great amenities. They were lifestyle oriented properties. I wasn't in the, production home building business where it was just mainstream stuff, right? They always had a bit of a story because they were in an urban area, or they were resort oriented, or golf course, or, projects like that. And this felt a lot the same to me. It was just a different customer base. And the customer base here were business people. They were drivers, owner operators and small carriers and company drivers and all the way up to the bigger fleets. And I'm going, if I could create this infrastructure that has a common use element to it in a member only type of business structure, but really raise the bar in terms of the services and amenities, and try to restore some of that old glory, if you will, and mitigate a lot of the challenges that are out there today, from the freight theft to the parking issues to, the detention. I mean, all kinds of different things. So that's basically what the business model's been built around. So we have, as you inferred earlier, there's kind of two pieces to it. The Outriders Club is our private drivers club. And that's the people. It's the drivers that want to be part of something bigger and better. It creates a sense of camaraderie and belonging and friendship and purpose and learning and opportunity. I always say everyone creates their own luck, but the way we're doing it, it creates some new opportunity for some of the drivers and building a legacy. And that's kind of the deal. And the greatest clubs, you think about some of the greatest clubs that around the country, they have a place. There's a place where they go congregate. And that's what we've done within LineHaul Station. So LineHaul Station is a 50-acre private terminal, fenced, gated, access controlled, cameras, lights. And then the centerpiece to it is that building that you're showing right there on the screen. Right. And it's got our cool LineHaul Station, our LineHaul logo for the front doors with glass and stone and all of that. And on the first level, there'll be a 6 to 7 bay repair shop, repair and maintenance that, very nice, very clean. My dad was a car dealer when I was a kid. I grew up in the back of a shop. That shop was spotless. The floors were sealed. Everything was put in its spot. Everything was kept clean. The glass, the windows, they were all clean. That's the kind of shop that we ran, and that's the kind of shop we'll have here. And so good techs that take care of your equipment as if it's their own. And, I see a lot of the pricing out there that has gone through the roof. Just about drives me crazy when I see it, because I'm all about fair service, fair price, great experience. Those three things come together and you win a lot of fans, right? So that's kind of the psychological or the philosophical, I guess, approach to what we're doing. But we'll have that fleet services on the first level. And with all our new construction, we'll put in a dual bay truck wash. And then the second level of it is about a 35,000 square foot private drivers club that'll have a members grill. It'll have a fitness studio. It has private shower suites. It'll have a digital den. It'll have more of a, traditional kind of billiards gaming room with, trap and skeet simulators and things of that nature. And then we have a private sky deck up above, rooftop sky deck, and outdoor patio off the members grill. And, think of like walking into a really nice club for dinner. That's what LineHaul Station will be, and the Outriders Club above it. So the Outriders is the people, but it's also the clubhouse that comes with it. And we have it at every single hub we open as we go across the country.
All right. So, here we have what it is, how we can take advantage of it once it's there, once it's built. You've got one of these that's in play, and that's the one in West Memphis, right?
That's correct.
Okay. What's your next step, and where are you at? Where are you taking this next? And what do guys need to do if they want to get involved, be a part of it?
So the membership is basically being done word of mouth. I mean, initially, obviously, we're doing a little bit of social media and talking to drivers across the country. But the truth is, we're really looking for best-in-class truckers, plain and simple. We're looking for, the people that take pride in what they do, that they're good to the property that they go to. We just don't want problems. Simple as that. There's a code of conduct that comes with it. And I think that's valuable for everyone because, those members that are part of it, that's how they want to be. That's the environment they want to be in. And so we're pretty strict about all of that. It's not public access. You can't just drive in and park one day and use it. You have to be a member. And so, we've opened up membership at this point. We have about 3,500 drivers that have registered. And from here, we're really doing it as kind of word of mouth invite. We have a founders program, and we show we're handing out 500 founders cards for those drivers that are best in class who help us build the membership. And the goal is to build a pretty significant following of members that contribute, participate, want to be part of it. The membership's free for the drivers. And, one of the primary things there is that we want to know who's coming in and out of our terminals, right? So there's a QR code, there's that registration process, and, we know your CDL number and your license numbers, and, we've got all the optical character recognition stuff coming in the gate, yada, 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 because we want to make sure that there's not problems that happen on the property, simple as
right.
that.
You're there because you belong there. You've done what it takes to become a member, whether you're the driver or your company is bought a membership and given you a card. I might be getting ahead of myself here a little bit.
Okay.
But,
You're good.
But that's essentially what it boils down to. And I know everybody's going, well, okay, what does it cost?
What does it cost? Yeah, of course. So the objective here is that, these are being funded. It's an industry funded initiative at the end of the day, for the most part. I mean, we have a lot of capital in it because obviously we've done the first one, and that's kind of our beta version, right? So we've spent a lot of time kind of getting that ready to go. But that'll be our beta version. And then we're going to the carriers and the brokers, not only directly, but our drivers that are already registered are going to their carriers and brokers and are saying, hey, listen, here's what we found. I don't want to park in public spaces anymore. I don't want my mirrors clipped off and my fender clipped off, or, having to use some kind of a jack device to lock my door to the steering wheel. I want to feel safe. I want to have amenities around me that make sense, that are good for me. I want to get a good night's rest and not a lot of noise. And we'd like you as a company to join. We'd like you to be part of it. So as companies go out and they spend 10, 15, 20, 40 plus $1 million on some of these terminals. There's a big carrier right now that's getting ready to do one south of Atlanta, 161 million being put in. And what doesn't make sense to me is, I don't care what it is that you're building, there needs to be asset utilization that helps keep those costs down. Because, if you build a big hotel and you're running an average of 50% occupancy, you've basically got to charge double what someone is that's running 100% occupancy, right? Because you still have those same costs, but you don't have the revenue, so you got to double up your prices. That's a simple example. Well, it's the same with any other kind of real estate, and this included. So what we're doing is we're working with the carriers and brokers. Sometimes we connect with them directly. Sometimes the drivers connect with them directly, and we sell them a membership, and it's a refundable membership. It's like buying a space. As opposed to buying a whole terminal, they're buying a space. And that membership fee is upfront. It's refundable. And and whenever they exit, they put in their notice. There's a transfer fee when we sell it. And the bottom line is they're out. So they buy and they sell just like they would anything else. And that's,
so you got a question there, Jeff, if you would answer that. Are you going to be able to pull oversized loads in there?
In some cases, probably. I've been asked that a few times. It's every property is a little bit different in terms of its configuration, right? Because we try to get 50 acres square, and we've got a site plan for that, but every property is going to be a little bit different.
Okay.
I just encourage anyone that's running a rig like that to call me, and I'll figure it out. Kind of as simple as that. So,
and there's some other things too that come into play here. And just when you're kind of listing off the bump and grind, nudge and whatever that goes on at some of these stops, it's the time that a guy pulls off and tries to find out whether he's even got a space available. You can't call ahead to these places, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys that are watching, but I've heard that guys answer the phone at the fuel desk. They're like, yeah, it's first come, first serve. So whatever, dude, come on in. And, or if you've got a CB, maybe you get on the CB and you're asking around at the truck stop to see if there's a space available. What gives these guys that information at your location so they know ahead of time they've got a spot?
Well, we have a reservation system. We have a reservation system, and it's all done through an app.
Okay.
And so they'll know in advance.
Okay, good.
And it's out days, right? It's not a few hours before. They can reserve it a few hours before, and if it's not full at that point, they're good, right? Come on in. Yeah. But they'll be able to reserve further out when they really know that they're going to be there, right? So, think of it like a hotel, right? You can book it in advance. You can cancel it so many days before or so much time before, or you can book it last minute, right?
Well, there's a lot of parts of this and pieces of this. Being in your real estate background, I'm sure that's where some of these schematics have come from, with different, different planned communities and such that are out there.
Yeah.
Our family was part of one quite a few years ago that. Same principle, you buy in, and if you want to leave, you can get your money back. But being that it was real estate, it went for whatever the going price was. So actually, it could end up being a good deal where you buy in and sell for a higher price, but you also run the risk where if the market's down, could end up losing money. But in this situation, it seems similar to that. You're going to pay a transfer fee, but you're basically buying in and selling out, right? And you
That's
get
correct.
your money back that way. So
Yeah.
are you looking at? I mean, are you going to put set prices on these things so when somebody
Yes.
does decide to sell, they're going to not have they can't price their own spot, or can they, or how does that work?
No, they don't price their own spot. It's
Okay.
kind of market driven. They can put a
Okay.
reserve on it. They could say, hey, look, I don't want to sell below this, right?
Okay.
As long as I get this, otherwise I'm staying in.
Okay.
Right? So there is some protection for them there, and there is the opportunity to be able to get some upside, if it goes the other direction.
Right.
And we've priced it in a way. I mean, just to be fully transparent here, building truck terminals today, and I've done a lot of studies. I've worked with a lot of general contractors. We've studied 250 different terminals that have sold over the last couple of years, and we have very carefully looked at every one of those properties and figured out if you optimized it for the maximum number, reasonably, the maximum number of tractors, trailers, and tractor trailer spaces you could get on that property, what would that property have sold for on a tractor trailer space equivalent? Okay. So very careful analysis on that. And what I can tell you is that of those 250 properties, the average was 43 years old with a lot of deferred maintenance, both in the building and the property itself.
Yeah.
They were 10 acres in size, which yields you about 89 tractor trailer spaces. And the average price was $86,000. That's for property that's 43 years old with no amenities. They had a shop.
Yeah, 86 grand per spot.
86 grand a spot, right?
Yeah.
If you went and built a brand new one today, the same 10 acres, okay, and built a new shop with no amenities, but just the shop, some office, some employee parking that's asphalt, and the rest of it, concrete for drive lanes and your primary areas where the tractors and trailers are rolling, so you're not tearing it up in a matter of no time. Those spaces today, about $165,000 a space. By another example, the US DOT did two major parking projects, one in southeastern Tennessee, one in northern Florida, 245 spaces total. They were simply asphalt, lights, and a couple of bathrooms, and they spent $153,000 a space. Ours will be $100 grand. And you don't have to buy one whole space. You can buy an increment through passes. So a carrier could say, and this is where it gets pretty exciting. We talk about driver turnover a lot, right? And in fact, I was on a live deal this morning and we were talking about one guy claimed that driver turnover was 25 grand a year. I've not read anything that high, but you could see by the time they add in, lost productivity, downtime on the truck, accidents that might happen because you put someone behind the seat who doesn't have the same experience, yada, 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 plus all your onboarding, recruiting, 25 grand. The number we've used a lot is about $10,000. Attree says the average is $8,500. Okay. So a carrier could say, look, if I'm running 100% turnover a year, which the big ones are, they're running, 95, 100% turnover. That means every single driver, they have to spend an $8,500 a year or more, 10 grand, whatever, pick your number, on that driver turnover. And I'm like, well, what if you could take that same money and instead of just flushing it down the drain, what if you could take that same money and invest it in your drivers, particularly your good ones, the ones you really want to keep, right? And buy a membership, and that $8,500 is about a 30-day pass, roughly, okay? So put $8,500 into that, which is refundable. And then the dues are $19 a day. It's cheap. For what we're providing, it's cheap. And now you keep your drivers a lot longer. And if it was me as a carrier, I'd be going, hey, John, you've done a great job. Here's 30-day pass. I want to keep you around. And if you meet these benchmarks this year, I'll add another 30 days next year. And the following year, I'll add another 30 days, particularly as our network grows out and we have more and more and more cities around the country where you're able to use it. And that's where it starts to scale together. So I've done plenty of real estate projects in the past. Very few of them have I ever done on pure spec. We pre-sell it so that we know who our customer base is before the doors open.
Right.
And it's the same thing that we're doing here. So the important part is that, if we're going to the carriers and the brokers and they realize how many drivers are part of this, that really want this, and that it makes that big of a difference, the best of those companies are going to rise to the occasion. They're going to come in and they're going to say, this makes sense. It not only saves us money in driver turnover, it saves us money in real estate costs because we're getting better asset utilization. We can grow a bigger national footprint one space at a time. You can't do that with anything else, right? So there's just a lot of advantages that work for them.
So let's find out some of the other details here too, because we're coming up on the top of the hour. We're going to be done here. You got the one location right now, the one property right now. What's your timeline of events look like? Where do you want to be in let's say 2 years, 5 years, 10 years? What go as far with that as you want to go.
Let me get out my crystal ball here.
Hey, you gotta be speculative and have something in there, right? I mean,
2
years. 2 years. What do you think? 2 years.
So a project like this will take, every bit of 12 months to build, and about 6 months ahead of that for acquisition, zoning, planning, approvals, all of that kind of stuff. So, even if I pulled the trigger tomorrow on a site in, say, Dallas, we're 18 months away.
Okay.
And clearly we've got to get some times. I think a better horizon, and a big part of it is going to be, what's the market response?
Yeah.
If the market response is extremely solid, and look, we're going to them and saying, we're your servant. Where do you want to be? If you get a whole bunch of members, new members coming in that say, look, I want X number of spaces in India. I want X number of spaces in Dallas. I want in Phoenix. I want in Atlanta. I want in Charlotte. I want in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, Kansas City, whatever, right? We capture that information and start to develop those interest lists. And that really drives the bus at the end of the day.
Okay.
And I've done plenty of projects this way exactly, where, we did one downtown Scottsdale. I'll give you just a quick example. $262 million project, 200 condominium units. We went out to the market. We held a big event. A bunch of people came in. We basically had more buyers than we had units at the end of the day. We went through a process of vetting them. We got to a certain threshold and we said, boom, let's pull the trigger. And we built the project out and it was extraordinarily successful. And that's the same kind of mentality that I have in building these out. We are going to spend a lot of time with the industry people, the ones that will use the memberships long haul, excuse the pun, but they'll use the memberships for a long haul. But I think one of the big reasons that they're going to come in is the driver base. And the more that the drivers raise their hand today and say, I'm in, like, it's free to sign up. I've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. This is exactly what I've been looking for. And I hear that from dozens of drivers every single day. Every single day. I've heard tons of them that have said, oh my gosh, I had this exact idea, right? This is exactly what the industry needs. I had one of the biggest shippers in the when we walked them through it, they said, Jeff, this is 100% on target for what the industry needs. And that was a shipper. with a private fleet, big, and they see it.
Big. How big? I mean, you talking 10,000 power units, 5,000 power units?
Bigger.
Okay. So let's talk about that just for a minute, because we are going to just have just about that much. And might have to get you back here, Jeff, to carry this on. But you get a big carrier like that. Now, granted, they're spread out all over the place, but I mean, you get a big carrier like that, and this becomes that place they can go to while they're out on their week or 2 week, haul. Yeah. I mean, it's gonna get taken over, don't you think, by those guys? I mean,
no, I don't. I really don't.
Okay.
I think that a lot of those bigger carriers, they have their terminal networks, and they kind of form their terminal networks around where their base of drivers are. Hot spots where the drivers are. And but they see this as their over the road, 34-hour break, 1034, whatever, breaks, and drivers using it that way. I see brokers. I talked to one of the top 10 brokers in the country who said, "Oh my gosh, I love this, Jeff, because I can just buy bundles of passes and I can hand them out to the carriers. They have 50,000 carriers on their platform." And he says, "I see numerous applications where we could hand it out because maybe something went wrong with a load, or there was a detention issue, or there was this or there that, or we're just rewarding them for, helping us on a bunch of things where we were in a pickle." Or they might use it because they're negotiating a rate and saying, "Hey, look, this is what we got in this load, but we'll also give you a pass to LineHaul Station. How's that work?"
Right.
And it's just that gesture of appreciation. So
incentives. You can put some incentives out there. We're gonna wrap it up, but tell everybody the best way to get a hold of you. I mean, obviously, right now, Facebook is available. It's up. It's got your information all on it. So
we're on all social media. I do quite a bit on TikTok. You can watch some of the videos there. You can reach me at my email address is js@linehaulstation.com. If you want to reach me that way, feel free. Usually I get most of them through, and I pretty much reply to everybody.
Yeah. I mean, it's all on there. All your info is on there.
Yeah.
LinkedIn, your LinkedIn profile is up there.
I'm out there. I'm not too hard to find. So it's important, right?
Yep.
So,
well, listen, I appreciate you taking the time and running this down. We got as much as we can get in with the time we had. I'd like to get you back, and what I think we might do is bring you in over onto the morning show, do the morning drive, and and have that one kind of. We'll talk to that audience next time. But I like the idea. I like what it's going to provide for our guys and gal. I mean, listen, they're both out there. So, but best of luck to you, man. I hope this thing comes out and takes off, and we're hearing about LineHaul stations all over the place, and guys are loving it. So
from your mouth to God's ears, John. From your mouth to God's ears, right?
Thanks
for having me on. I appreciate you spending the time.
Absolutely, Jeff. Take care, and we'll talk soon. Okay.
Ciao for now. All right. Thank you. Yeah.
All right, everybody. Jeff Swenson there. Swenson, sorry. And again, a lot to process there. I get it, because he and I spoke at length. Jeff and I did yesterday, and we covered a lot, man. I mean, a lot. And there's a lot of pieces to this. There's the simplest of terms of it, where it's a symbiotic deal. You got two factions involved in this thing. You've got the LineHaul Station, the place, and the Outriders Club, the people, and how they come together and do what they do. It's a different deal. It's a different model. There's a shortage of properties out there. You guys, I'm preaching to you, for you to be able to take advantage of services while you're on the road. So hopefully this can be something out there, especially for you guys that are being recognized by your companies or owner ops by yourself, man. I mean, maybe this is your thing and you want to make it happen for you. You know, right now it's West Memphis, Arkansas, which is right next to Memphis, Tennessee. So literally a stone's throw from one from the other. But I'm sure, you know, things as they develop, there'll be others on the map, and we'll see what happens. So anyway, listen, guys, look for me tomorrow. I might throw out a throwback Big Rig Thursday. We were talking about how many Macs were on the cover of 10-4 magazine. Well, it turns out way more than we thought. So Dan got a bunch of pics together and sent them over to me. So we'll see if I can put that out there for you guys. If I do it tomorrow, I'll also jump on here and share it with you. Okay. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, on the playback. If you're watching it, appreciate you guys doing that. Share what you got here and let people know you found it over on 10-4 magazine and where Facebook, X, or YouTube, wherever you found us at. Till next time, for sure, keep the shiny side up. You guys stay safe out there, and we will be back soon.